So, hi David, thank you for submitting your portfolio. You say you're a 3D artist but trying to make a switch into concept art, that you're not getting a lot of replies from the studio, and that rejects your portfolio, and that you don't get any answers, which is really a shame, because I mean, I do in honest think that just answering the people could be nice. And that's what we're always striving to do. If we unfortunately have to say no, then we always try to say no, at least in a mail. So yeah, that said, let's just look at your portfolio, and I will just try to see what we could improve here. So you're saying that you're trying to go more into concept. So when I look at your ArtStation, there's quite a lot of material, and there's very honestly, in my opinion, also a lot of materials that you could take out, because they're not very concept related. So it means that I need to see, as a studio owner who needs to hire somebody, I really need to see what kind of skills do you have that you want to work with that can fit within my sort of style guide. So if we just look at our website, the studios, can load up, yes. So this is our work, and you can see the kind of studios we work with. So if you want to apply for a job at our place, then it needs to be something in this sort of direction. So here it points in a lot of different directions, and a lot of it is just studios, but there are really nice studios that you studies that you have here. They're really nice, but I don't think they belong in a concept art portfolio, because for concept art, I think it's concept and then art afterwards, meaning that you need to show process, thoughts, ideas, and then show art afterwards. So all these studies that you have here, they all need to be implied inside the art that you're actually showing. So for me, I would take everything out that is not directly going towards concept. All the studies, all these things, I would just take that out, because they don't sort of point in the right direction of doing concept. Same as with this portrait studies, take them out as well. So if I look at your portfolio right now, and I just looked at it briefly before this video, I would say this is the closest thing you come to a concept piece. This and this, to some extent this as well, some of this as well. So most of it is studies. So you really need to dig in and show some concept pieces if you want to land a concept job. And I mean, I really don't, I hope that I don't sound too brutal, but I want to also be honest, because I believe that wrapping something up, it doesn't really help. So it's better to say it so that you can act upon it. So as soon as you have the knowledge, you can act upon it. So for example, let's just take this image as an example. So let's just take it into Photoshop. Let's see what we can do about it. So right now I have no idea where we are. I know it's sort of in the clouds, I guess, but I'm not really sure like what kind of lighting scenario. It's a little bit of a like late or early sunset. I'm not really sure. I mean, you could show some landscape being occluded by clouds, just so that we have an idea. Is this a planet, like alien planet we are on? Is it the Earth? Where are we? So right now I'm just seeing smoke and something that resembles a city. So the thing here is that this idea of a city on this kind of triangle, it's kind of odd. I have never seen that. And originality is of course not a problem, but the problem becomes when it's so original that I have no idea what it is. Is it a floating triangle? Is it burning? Is it like what's going on with it? So second of all, this is very odd, this triangle, but you're building sort of like a skyline that resembles quite modern day city, or anywhere like New York or Hong Kong or anything that has these kind of high rises. So you have something quite ordinary mixed with the extraordinary down here, but they don't mix it well. It becomes very like a clash of two ideas. So maybe you could take this triangle design and then mirror it up here in some sort of mirrored design of some city blocks that are formed as triangle if that's what you want. Second of all, is this floating? I'm not really sure. I haven't seen anything like that. But something maybe that resembles engines of some sort, maybe some really big blue grills that sort of, is it like a hover engine of some sort? Maybe you can make this like slipstream of air that goes out, just so you get an idea that it's floating. But the fact is that since this is a concept piece, but you're primarily showing a bit of a city occluded by a big cloud, gives very little to work with. So yeah, you're occluding a lot of information, you're hiding tons of information here. So yeah, it doesn't really function that well, I believe. This shape as well it's a big triangle but with some shapes in between that doesn't say that much about functionality. So if you for example look at a hangar ship, like this big things, everything that is on top like looks like these small greebles, but everything is also there with a purpose. So a hangar ship is just completely random, let's just pick that. But it's just reminded me a little bit of like this big surface or a tank, like a cargo ship, freight ship or some sort. Like it has this on, when you zoom out, it looks like ripples, but everything is there with a purpose. So if you just have these big slabs, like what does it actually do? Is there like a center line? Is there something that could direct the eye? Is there something that has purpose, function? Like you have these gates, maybe you could have some bigger gates. Is there something like big structural things that go through it all? Markings, yeah, you name it, all these kind of things. So it just becomes like a blank surface with a city on top. So I don't think there's anything wrong with this. It's just it becomes so big and blank that it's difficult to figure out what's going on. So let's just look at. And then you also have this. I mean, this is more as a storytelling, but they're quite okay. I think you could divide these into 3 images because they're a little bit small. You can actually zoom quite a lot. Yeah, I think it's okay. So something about details in these, I would believe, could be also quite nice to tell. But also like maybe I'm not completely getting what this is. It's a sequence of sequence, but I'm not really sure what the sequence is. So when you mix a sequence of image, or when you tell a story, it would be really nice to just really hammer the audience in the head with what kind of story it is. So maybe like you have this person standing with a torch, and they're going towards this city that is illuminated here. It has a golden dome of some sort, like something that really catches the eye. Then you see that golden dome here as well. You see that person who is not afraid. You see that person who's not afraid. And they're going towards the mountain. And they have this follow. So it's the same people here, with the same environment here. And then that person going towards the mountain to extinguish the fire of some sort. Right here. So you tell this like story. 1, 2, 3. I think that would be stronger, so you have some sort of narrative that goes all the way through. I get it that there's something going on, but on a glance I can't really figure out what's going on. So I think you need to be more like direct with the storytelling as well. So just look. Yeah, I think my main points were this about like try to embed more story. Also this, like the details of this is too big and bland. What is this design? Like it's somebody being ejected by a space pod, but I'm not sure from where. There's a battle going on, but I'm not sure who's shooting. Shooting what? There's something going on back here, but I'm not really sure what's going on as well. So there's a lot of consideration that is missing when you convey this kind of information. So I think you should be more like really tell the story, and then think about the design as well, because I believe this design could be stronger in this. Like, let me just grab this image. So, with this piece. So for example, you have clearly an engine here. You have an engine here. You have a blue glow of an engine there. And you have a big blue trail out of this explosion here. So I'm not quite sure, is it an engine as well? Why would there be two engines on the side if they don't do anything? So why wouldn't it be the blue glow that comes out of these guys instead? Then you also have this, like, it's round, 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 round. So I could feel that there needs to be something that could break this up. So maybe, what about we would be breaking the form here with something that sort of structurally enforced this. So this is an emergency part, but why would there be glass in the middle of something like that? I would believe that it should be much more protected. Otherwise it's like, it seems too fragile to me to have something like that. So just maybe cover some of this, and the same on this, same on the other side. Something like this. And then these engines, I could believe it would be nice to have some sort of attachment to them, because right now it doesn't seem like they're attached in any way. So I don't know, some sort of thing that attaches them. And then, yeah, just blend this a little bit out. Maybe have, if you want this cross, maybe a more designed version of it up here of some sort would be nice. I'll take out some of this. And again, there's a little bit of a panel on the outside. I'm not really sure if it should be there, but at the other side you need to get into it. So I have no idea how that should be solved, or if it should be solved. And again, maybe there should be some sort of frame here as well, just to make sure that it seemed like really this is a protected zone in here, so it won't becomes like this bullet that is being shot out of this station. Then you have a lot of yellow glow here, so I'll just tone it down because you have the explosion here. I'll just emphasize this down from here that the yellow comes out. So, like, one thing is technique when you paint, but that's something, it should be obvious that you just know how to do that, and it should be secondary compared to the ideas and the design. So when you do concept art, again, I really want to see a story, and I want to see some thoughts in whatever you're showcasing. So again, when you're showcasing a lot of these studies, to me, like, it seems like you're really, really good at taking in impressions. And I mean, these water studies of waves, they're really killer. I mean, this is tremendously difficult to do, and full respect for that. But it doesn't show me that you can solve problems, and that is really, like, there should be second nature to you to solve problems, because you're being thrown into all kind of situations when you do concept art. So you really need to be able to solve all kind of things. So maybe I can just give a sneak peek at some of the stuff we're working on right now. We're working on a new tutorial, so let me just grab that up for you. So it's a little bit work in progress, but I guess it's good enough. Let me just figure it out. There we go. So right now we're working on this. So this is an idea for a first-person shooter game that we just wanted to make as a tutorial. So for this image, for example, there's a lot of thoughts being put into it. Just look aside from total rough state that it's in right now. But it's a first-person shooter game taking place in Brazil, where you have this evil corporation in the background versus this favela kids. So I'm really like trying to put a ton of story. Like, Omni Delivery is the company. They're present in these big screens, but they're being tagged by these the panda movement, and they live in these kind of sprawling buildings here down in the favela, and that's all being walled off by this big wall in the background, and trying to keep it green here, more industrial in the background, and clean, versus dirty and used, and like trying to like ton of details that showcases how this is more used by every day and scratched and bumped and quite used and more colorful and more blank. So in a way, I try to really embed a ton of story. Like this is a first-person shooter, so in the scene in Blender, you can actually jump up here, you can jump up there, run on the roof, jump further to this little ledge. You can walk up the ladder, go behind here, there's a ladder here, there's a little entrance to the house, there's a ladder to the roof garden where you can snipe up from, all kind of stuff. So I try to put a ton of small details in these images. So that's what I keep in mind when I try to convey an image. This is for an upcoming tutorial. It's something I will keep on working on, this image, so stay tuned for a more updated version of this to come. So I guess I'm just gonna repeat myself now. So I mean, showcase some more of this, more thought stuff, and take out a lot of the studies. That's my recommendation for you. But I really hope all the best for you, and that you'll land a really nice job, and then just keep on improving, because I mean, like when I look at my art station, I keep hitting myself over the head that I'm not good enough, because very objectively I'm still not good enough. There's so much more I want to learn, so I'm really constantly looking at what I could do better, and I'm always try to learn new things, and not like, it's not because I hit myself in the head with becoming better, it's just that it's really a passion for me to learn, and I love learning, and I love trying out new stuff. So for example, Blender, I didn't know it half a year ago. Now I'm pretty fluent in Blender, which is sort of really awesome. I didn't do concept like this 3 years ago, but now I feel more confident in it. So to do these kind of things is like, for me it's just a passion, and I always try to get honest opinion from everybody. So I hope that an honest look at your work is something that you need, and that's what you need to take your stuff to the next level. So David, so all the best to you, and good to see your stuff, man. Okay, take care. Bye.